Just devastating news for the Houston Rockets. Fred VanVleet tears his ACL, potentially out for the entire season. He's going to be turning 32 in February. Already was declining as a player. Just heartbreaking stuff. And you can tell he was a leader on and off the basketball court. And even though during the regular season, his highs were extreme, his lows were also very extreme. But when it mattered most in the NBA playoffs, he was an impact player. I mean, just look at the advanced numbers. The offense was way better when he was on the floor and completely fell off a cliff when he was resting on the bench. And in the playoffs, they actually ended up winning his minutes against the Warriors. I mentioned his leadership in the locker room and off the court. I mean, I could tell you this, during rehab, he's still going to be around the team, and most likely he's going to turn into like a player coach. But now I want to talk about what does this mean for the Houston Rockets heading into next season. I want to start out by reading some posts from Keith Smith, NBA. Someone asked him, will they get the exception like the Celtics did with Gordon Hayward when he got injured? Very likely, yes. That disabled player exception will be worth $12.5 million. But here are the restrictions. Can be used to sign a free agent to a one-year deal. Can be used to trade for a player on a true expiring contract. No options allowed. Still have to stay under the first apron hard cap. Naturally, you'll hear fans say, oh, Russell Westbrook to Houston. First off, I don't like the fit. I would not do that if I was Houston. However, that's not even possible right now. Keith posted, Rockets don't have room under their first apron hard cap to sign another player right now. Barring a salary clearing move, Houston will be able to sign a player in early January to a rest of season contract. Obviously, this is a huge opportunity for Amen Thompson and, of course, Reed Sheppard. If you guys remember last season, Fred VanVleet actually went down with an injury for about a month. It was an 11-game stretch. They had a 5-6 record. The offense was hideous without him. Now, honestly, the Houston Rockets, no matter who was playing, their offense was always struggling, but 110.9 offensive rating, 23rd in the league. They also started turning the ball over more consistently without Fred. That was the main thing offensively that they lost. Also, if I were to guess, I would assume they would start Amen Thompson at point guard to start the year rather than Reed Sheppard, considering Reed barely played last season and it seems he's on a really short leash. However, I would be cautious with the whole Amen Thompson, strictly 100% of the time being the point guard of a unit. The reason I say that is because you got the best defender in the world. And doing that takes a lot out of you. So if he has all the responsibility to be a point guard, that could kind of make you suffer a bit defensively. That thinking is why I'm not opposed to starting Reed Sheppard. I also like Amen and Reed as a backcourt duo. I think they complement each other very well. Reed's high-volume shooting will be very nice to that starting unit, and Amen Thompson being the best defender in the world will help Reed defensively. Also, for what it's worth, the duo of Reed Sheppard and Amen Thompson played a total of 363 minutes together last season. Positive net rating, and the offensive rating was the problem. But if you add Kevin Durant, you add Finney-Smith, and you add Şengün, the offense should improve. And the defense should be steady enough, you would think in theory. I mean, those numbers, there's your evidence that they should just let the young guys loose in the starting unit. So I decided to look into the lineups the Rockets were putting out without Fred VanVleet when he was injured during that month. And I found a successful unit led by Amen Thompson at point guard. It's not very impressive. I mean, Dylan Brooks, Jeff freaking Green, Şengün, Jabari Smith. It's a small sample size, 35 minutes, but they were a plus 15 overall, plus 20.2 net rating, 121.7 offensive rating, 101.5 defensive rating. In my opinion, that right there tells me there's potential with Amen Thompson at point guard. I don't think it's going to get them to a championship, but I think they can survive the regular season, especially if he takes another leap. Keep in mind, this was Amen Thompson as a second-year player. He experienced a whole entire playoff series against a gritty, experienced Golden State team. I truly believe Thompson is ready for more opportunity. Now here's the thing. We also have a sample size of Reed Sheppard and Amen Thompson being on the floor together during this 5 and 6 stretch without Fred. And they were playing with Jeff Green, Şengün, and Dillon Brooks. They actually ended up winning their 17 minutes. Once again, extremely small sample size. But I think this is hope for Rockets fans because the other guards with Amen Thompson were not working out. 68 minutes with Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Şengün, Dillon Brooks, -5 plus minus, -2.7 net rating, and the defense was terrible. 122.4 defensive rating. And then the problem with the other point guard, Aaron Holiday, Thompson, Brooks, Jeff Green, and Alperen Şengün, 25 minutes, the offense was terrible. 86.3 offensive rating. In my opinion, for the regular season, I think they're going to be just fine. I mean, if they were getting good results with Jeff Green and Dillon Brooks next to Şengün, Thompson, and Jabari Smith, imagine replacing that with Dorian Finney-Smith instead of Jeff Green. Imagine replacing Dillon Brooks with Kevin Durant. This might affect them in terms of the playoffs and a deep playoff run, but regular season, I don't think it will hurt them too bad if Kevin Durant stays healthy, Amen Thompson, and you get the point. I also just believe in Reed Sheppard stepping into a larger role. I mean, the roster is built for him to succeed because they have so many long defenders he can hide on that end of the floor. My only fear with him is, will Ime give him a fair and consistent chance? We know his weakness is defense. He's going to have tough games. He's going to have rough games on that end of the floor. Aaron Holiday, the other option at backup point guard, really good defender. I think Ime loves his game because it's just his type of player. It sounds crazy, but I would not be surprised if opening night, for some odd reason, Aaron Holiday is ahead of Reed Sheppard in the rotation. I hope I'm wrong, but just the way they handled him last year, there was opportunity to give him more run because the offense was so bad at times, and they ultimately did not. In his rookie season, he ended up starting 3 games against top-tier competition. OKC, he had 25 points in 31 minutes. Also dished out 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 58% from the field. And then against the Clippers, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and he had 6 3-pointers. Against the Lakers, he struggled to be efficient. It was his worst game out of the 3, 41 minutes, 14 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 35% from the field. The injury is devastating news, but if the Rockets do not take this opportunity to investigate what they have in Reed Sheppard, I'm just going to, be shaking my head over here. In my opinion, I would use preseason as a tryout for him. Are you our starting point guard? Start him every single game and see what happens. He needs to be playing at least 20 minutes a night. I'll be honest, I want to see him playing at least 25 minutes a night. That's all I got, though. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments section.